Hello guys, back again. I don't really have a whole lot going on, so I'm just going to do a talking video. And there's people around there probably like, what is this? Who's this guy talking to or whatever? I'm going to be eating, so disregard me for a minute. You know, it's going to be more than a minute, obviously. I reckon I got to wait on my plans that I made myself. Got to take control of your own life type deal. But I got a few places I can go, pass the time or whatnot. Oh, it's so good. The Oreo Hot Cocoa Blizzard from Dairy Queen is fantastic. You get to work it out and you do a lot of things. I'm just trying to think of some things that I'm working on. There's so many things, it's hard to explain. That's the difficult part of trying to explain yourself, is your brain physically can only take so much and then it shuts down and it's just like you can't physically remember. And you move so fast you can't really explain yourself, and then people are like, whoa, I think of this, I think this. Well, stop thinking that. Give people the benefit of the doubt. Hope my eating isn't too annoying. My sister don't make a video right now, and I like to be making a video right now. Got some stuff that came for Silent Castle here, and my internet on my phone is wonky now, which is why I'm over here trying to fix my phone situation. I'll try and not go into a tangent, but that's how I do. I really like to clean out the car and be as nice as I want it. Hit a couple of the big stores, maybe a thrift store, see what we have going on. I like to get my new tables and chairs for home. That's gonna be legit too. I'll have a setup. Just a random thought. It really pays to be good to people. Not only do you feel good about yourself and whatnot, and you make them feel good, but things seem to go right when you do right. For sure. For all the bad and things that could happen, like eventually it all comes back around and works out. And the thing about me is I'm a very private person where I don't really like to do a whole lot of things where I will put information on the internet or record myself or pictures or anything like that because I know better. But I've definitely said and done things on camera and whatnot that, and will continue to do, out of habit or out of, without thinking, that I'll eventually, not necessarily eventually, not that, but that I wouldn't have planned to do, if that makes sense. Like, I don't think people understand that part, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed my videos. I try to upload and do the best I can. And between the internet, the device, the time, and so forth, it's very difficult. Like, I have a ton of videos to upload, from music stuff, talking stuff, to like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, to like stuff with like friends and different things like that. And I try to upload to multiple channels because, like I've said many times about YouTube, they can shut you down for anything. You know, I'm already on their list, so a bunch of my channels are on the list of, shadow ban, don't let them grow type channels. So I want to make more channels and whatnot. You know how it goes. You might know how it goes. If you get a strike, you can't upload for a week, which I'm probably never going to be able to make my channel be, any of my channels either be monetized, which I don't want to be, and or like daily content. Even weekly, monthly content is difficult, but I've uploaded a ton of videos this last year, and I have a lot of big plans for the next 13 months, so I'm really looking forward to it. And there's a few things I've kind of had my eye on I want to eventually get. I don't know if I need to put that on a shopping list for what people would call Christmas. I don't call it that because that means Christ's death. It's a cult holiday that they celebrate the murder of the Messiah, so no, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think I've even celebrated that quote-unquote holiday, which is holy day, which is not. It might be confused to be, but it's actually not, so I mean, to each their own. I haven't celebrated that in many, many years. I don't know if it's 2015. Like, it's been a long time. I'm just not a fan. I enjoy my family around that time and friends, and that's about it. But I could do that all the time. Like, I don't need an excuse to do something. And don't be so upset about dead air and whatnot. It's not that big of a deal. I know a lot of people like to make things harder than they need to be, especially when you're trying to do YouTube videos and whatnot. Like, if you have dead air, you have dead air. What's the big deal? Like, I don't really mind. You could put it on 2 times speed. You could do any number of things. The point is, you're just talking, and someone's gonna listen. And if that's what you want to do, then that's what you should do. Don't worry about, oh, I don't have top tier editing, or I don't have a picture, or I don't have great audio, or whatever. Like, just do it and be done with it. What happens, happens. Life is a very full thing that you gotta end up doing. So take advantage of everything you can. That's great. The guy at GameStop, I had a person younger than me with me, and we were making bagel jokes, and people didn't understand what the bagels were. The bagels are, they were created in Israel, so making fun of the people that hijacked Israel and control the Federal Reserve and whatnot, Rothschilds, all those type of people. In the 40s, they took over. It's called Balfour Declaration, Balfour Declaration. During the World Wars, they took over and so forth, and it's pretty wild stuff. But I try to get people to learn stuff. That's all I can do. And a lot of people can't keep up with me, but I just keep talking. Like, something eventually will stick. I say things that are like sentimental and things that matter, and people don't always understand. Like, they don't want to understand. 2, they don't try, and 3, you know, they forget, or I forget, or I'll say something and then forget, or, you know, it's important how you speak and whatnot. You should definitely be treating people right, because, I mean, I understand there's people that I don't really like, or I don't like people being up on me and all that, but it's like, this is all we have, so you either take what you have, or you'd be miserable, and I'm not being miserable. That's my mindset. And don't forget, like, when you're watching YouTube or listening, I hope you're listening to YouTube, not watching it, doing something better with your time. Exercise, talk to someone, write, read, different things like that while you're doing it. Like, you got to train yourself to multitask. You know, there's people that can't focus and they can't multitask. You got a black car with tinted windows, okay? You float your boat, pal. That's from eating right there. That's not from being sick, coughing. And especially after I just recorded those hardcore screaming music and whatnot. That hurts my throat, makes me cough and whatnot. It's already cold. And then ice cream makes you colder. And yeah, it's a good way to cough and whatnot. I always look at it as if you're coughing, sneezing, vomiting, defecating, urinating. You're getting stuff out of the body that's not supposed to be in there inherently, because there's so much garbage and foods and whatnot. Just you're better off without. Trying to find my pens and stuff. They're in here somewhere. I can start working on my wish list or whatever. My phone got shut off, so I can't call anybody. I can't text or anything. It's been kind of messing up for the last day or so. And I haven't really been getting calls and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, something's off here. Luckily, I noticed it now. And luckily, I've been off from doing my plans all the time. Plans I have to do, not plans I want to do. That makes, you know, that's the stuff I'm off of. I'm not doing stuff I have to do. I'm doing stuff I want to do this week. Doing the best I can with it. Which I always do what I want, pretty much, without being a problem or whatever. You know, working on my wish list. And this takes me back. I haven't written one of these lists in a little while. I don't want to say a long time necessarily, because I might have last year or so forth, but I did really well. I think it was last year I did really well for what you'd call Christmas. Got a lot of really nice stuff. But I get stuff all year, so it's like I don't pay any mind like that. I just always want to, like, I just always want more. I always am striving for more type deal. In the sense of keep moving, like you don't stop with your stuff. you just keep on going. Like, what else is there to do? I'm just writing my list here, trying to think of everything. And then I ask and get things like this, and then I don't get the time to do them. And like right now, I'm working on this instead of something else. Like, I'm just finishing eating. Like, I always have a reason for why I do things, and like, I wish people would ask me more, like, why are you doing this? Why? Like, why is a perfectly good question to ask. I might not have the answer right now, but I can get it. I'm trying my best here. Like I always say, I try my best quite often. There's unlimited amount of things for me to do, and I'm never going to be done. Like, I really believe that I will not be around enough time to do certain things, and it just motivates me every day. Like, keep going, whatever you can do, whether it's going and working out more, going and talking to people, just whatever, organizing stuff. Like, make things easy on yourself the best you can. Like, I don't recommend necessarily neglecting sleep, but I'm just saying I have, and I get a lot done, whatnot. Like, I just sleep when I want to sleep, basically, if I can. Like, I don't really have a schedule, it's just up, down, whenever. And I'm pulled in so many different directions, and I do the best I can. I try to talk to people and whatnot the best I can, all that. And I say, like, almost every time I run into people, I say, like, oh, how's today going so far, so forth. And sometimes they just ignore you. Sometimes they're just like, I don't know. It's very weird. It's like, I don't think people actually realize how special that is when someone asks them, like, how's their day going, that type deal. Because you don't get that everywhere. Like, people don't ask me that more than I ask it. It's like, you need to be the change that you want to see. If you want something to change, you have to make the change for yourself and do it and help others. People aren't going to help you inherently until you set the example, right or wrong. And that's just how it goes. I feel like I haven't done a lot of things that I'd like to do, but such is life. That's how it goes. Some things maybe I could have done better or differently, so to speak. It's just hard. Like, it takes a lot to really bother me, and like, things that really bother me are hard to really accept, you know? Not even necessarily to talk about, but just to accept. Like, I understand, like, how hard things can be and so forth. It's just a very interesting situation. I just have so many ideas and so many goals and whatnot, and just trying to do what I can. Because in the back of your mind, you know that you have a limited time, and you know that any day your plans could be shut down, possibly forever. And it's just, a lot of people look at that as negative and whatnot, but I look at it as motivation and whatnot. You get to think about things in advance, and you get a plan, and you get to have things ready instead of being negative and so forth. I'm a very deep thinker. People use this term called overthinking. I don't know. It's an on and off opinion, really, on what overthinking is or whatever. Like, overthinking is like different from what I do. I don't think people understand, like, my intelligence level and that type deal. and they don't know what to do with it, so they just say, oh, you're overthinking. Well, that's an easy thing to say. It's because you have to get things out of your mind, and then eventually you'll give your mind a break, and people will understand you in that type deal. But just always, like, if you always were to say, oh, you're overthinking, instead of taking someone's words and actually thinking about how they're trying to say this or whatever, and you try to come to a common ground instead of just being quote-unquote judgmental. So it's one of those deals. And I'm really anxious too. Like, I'm just an anxious type person. I just want to go. Like, when I'm home to myself, which is rare, I'll enjoy it. But I usually am doing something, no matter what it is. It's writing or reading or listening to something or trying to talk to somebody or whatnot. And I don't really love being in public all the time, but I do it just because I have to. And I try to not let things stop me, even though I do fail at that a lot of times. And like I always say, I try my best. I really think that my mind would outdo my body and whatnot, in the sense of my mind would keep going forever, but my body will give up at some point. Sorry if that was morbid, but that's how it goes. I just go through life and I just think of like how to be happy and whatnot. Any little thing, like I'll do my castings or something or whatnot, and a lot of it's on myself, where I do a lot of it myself and I need help but I don't get the help type deal. Like, I'm thinking of the people like in certain areas, and I can separate those on paper and know like what this is and what that is and that type deal. It's like I've met so many people, but I don't know what their names are. I don't know things about them necessarily. It's just you try to remember people and whatnot, and any little thing you can do to remember someone is just, it's a big deal to me. I don't know if people understand that, but it's fine. You know, I've heard people like that read my public messages and stuff like that, and I was talking about stuff years ago that was kind of rare. Like, people weren't really talking about stuff like that, like just people's behavior and the effect of people, that type deal, psychology, sociology type stuff. And like, of course I didn't write it perfectly or whatnot. Like, I go back and I'm like, I could have said that better, but that's what I was thinking or feeling at the time. And like, we can be judgmental, or we can take talent for what it is. Like, I don't know anyone else who really does that, but people see a long message and they don't read it, or they just say, oh, you're ranting or whatever. It's like, how am I ranting, pal? There is a part of me that feels kind of unfulfilled because like people don't understand me, I guess. So I mean, I reckon there's a little bit of hypocrisy in some things that I say. And I'm a very honest type person with myself. I'm like, okay, you did this wrong, you can do better. You know, that's one of my phrases I say. You can do better type deal. And I'm very hard on myself, for example. Like, I didn't get a shave today. It's like, I don't care. People can judge all they want all their life. Like, what does it get you though, pal? Like, what does it really get you? It honestly gets you nowhere. You gotta always watch when you're driving. And I'm the type of person who likes to run and run. Well, unfortunately not literally. It'd be nice if I could run and run. But I don't know what to do, really. I'm tempted to go and buy things that I don't need, and really buying things and whatnot is only going to get you so far. You know, it just depends, because that's a vague term. Like, I need like a video or like more than a paragraph. I need like a paper of each topic and just write, like have just topics of paper and whatnot. And yeah, yeah, I guess that's what I'm trying to say. I was at a stop sign there. I was letting a couple people go. Yeah, so, you know, you gotta just try to put a smile on your face and whatnot. And be happy. See how I jump around? Like, that's how my brain works. I can't help that. But, like, I mean, I could see memes of just, like, papers laying everywhere, like a stack of papers. And that's like me trying to write things down, and I try to organize my thoughts, and then it's hard to communicate fully. Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? Thank you. So, yeah, like I'm letting this lady go ahead of me. It's red Cherokee. Oh man, I don't really like this daytime driving. I really don't like it. It's not for me. Always realize that you can make mistakes in life. Like, I'm not picky about that kind of stuff, because I know I can make mistakes, and I will make mistakes, and I have made mistakes. Hopefully they're just not big ones. So, I mean, I reckon it's holiday season, so we got all this stuff going on here. We got people all over the place. Like, I don't get out here a whole lot. I don't like stores and whatnot that much. Like, I have so much stuff and all that, and I'm a different type of person where, like, I'm appreciative of what I have, and I try to take advantage of the stuff I have. I end up finding things I have in that type deal, and I'm like, okay, I can make use of this in this way. I can take this with me, and then I have that kind of survival type mindset as well. Like, I really think that if people listened to what I had to say, they would not only understand me better, but they would learn, if that makes sense. They would learn how to do things better, and people would rather get offended than to listen to someone. Like, to me, it's just easier to have an open mind. Like, just have an open mind, and then you don't have to worry about it. And I just hate when there's traffic coming in 3 directions at you. I think the other day I had like 7 or 8 directions of cars that could have came at me, and I was like, I don't like that. But I reckon this is going to be my next stop. I've got maybe 3 stops here, and we'll take a look and see what's next, kind of thing. Hey there, honey. So, yeah, that's what I do. You know, I see female, I go, oh, hi there, honey. You know, whatever. It's funny. I pop myself. You know, make myself laugh. There's another one. Yes, sir. Well, you're smoking hot, but unfortunately you're smoking, so dang. That always sucks. Smokers and drinkers and all that kind of stuff. Like, it's better if you're not. Definitely better if you're not. I'm used to parking right over here. My normal parking spot's right by the tree. He's like, well, hopefully that tree doesn't fall down. let's see where all I hit and whatnot. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. Love you. Have a good day. Bye then.